Good morning, students. History Unit 1, Vedic culture in North India and Megalithic culture in South India. In last class, we studied about the Vedic culture in North India. In this session, today we are going to see about Megalithic culture in South India. Let's recall what we have learnt in the last session. In last class, we have studied about the first phase of urbanization in India and also to know about the origin and migration of Aryans into India to identify the sources of study relating to the Vedic age. Vedic age. It is a period in the history of India between 1500 BC to 600 BC. And then we saw about the primary duties of king during the Rig Vedic period and later Vedic period. And then social organization, status of women, and the economic structures in Rig Vedic and later Vedic societies. Today let's begin with religion and education of Vedic culture in North India. Let's begin with religion. Vedic age religion. Rigvedic Aryans worshipped mostly the earthly and celestial gods. The word celestial is primarily used to describe things with the heaven, such as angels, stars, and plants. In the early Vedic period, there were two major groups of deities. They were Devas and the Asuras. The Devas were celestial gods worshipped and praised for their excellence. The Asuras were another class of celestial beings, defined by their opposition to the Devas. During the Rigvedic time, the gods worshipped were generally the powers of nature. Prithvi. Prithvi means earth. Agni. Agni means fire. Agni was the second most important god. 200 Rigvedic hymns are denoted to god Agni. The god Agni, the fire god, was considered to be the intermediary between the gods and the people. Here, hymns is nothing but the religion songs or poems. Vayu. Vayu means wind. Varuna, rain. Varuna is the god of oceans. His vehicle is crocodile. He is the father of Vedic Vasistha. And then Indra. Indra means thunder. Indra was the most important god. 250 Rigvedic hymns are devoted to the god Indra. Indra was considered to be the rain god. There was the lesser female deities like Aditi. Aditi means god of eternity. That is the great mother of gods. There was also lesser female deities like Aditi. Aditi means what? Goddess of eternity. And Usha, appearance of dawn. The religion was yajna centered. Yajna is nothing but sacrifice. The mode of prayers was recitation of Vedic hymns. Hymns means what? Yes. Hymns means the religion songs or poems. People prayed for the welfare. Mostly the people prayed for their praja. Praja means children. Pasu, their cattle. Dana, wealth. Their religion primarily consisted of the worship of gods with a simple ceremonial known as yajna. Yajna means what? Yes, sacrifice. Their sacrifice consists of offering of milk, ghee, grain and flesh. Later on, priesthood became a profession and hereditary one. Here the word priesthood is nothing but a person who done pujas in temples. In early Vedic period, king only appointed the priesthood, but later on the priesthood profession became a hereditary one. That is, the father jobs will be given to his son. It became a hereditary. New gods were adopted from non Aryans. Non Aryans means what? The workers in the Vedic period were also worshipped the same god that followed by the Aryans. On that time, Indra and Agni lost their importance. Sacrifice and rituals became more elaborate. As you already know that the religion primarily consisted of the sacrifice. They sacrificed the offerings of milk, ghee, grain and flesh. Let's see about the education in Vedic culture. Gurukula system of education. The Gurukula system is an ancient learning method. Gurukula is a Sanskrit word. It was a residential schooling system. The word Gurukula is a combination of the Sanskrit word. Guru means teacher, Kula means family. All were considered equal. No fees was taken from the students. He had to offer a Guru Dakshina, a token of respect paid to the teacher. The students received education through oral tradition. It was the center of learning. All were considered equal. The main focus of Guru was on imparting knowledge in a natural surrounding. Shishyas. Shishyas is nothing but students. The students wants to stay with their guru and serve them. Simultaneously, they learnt and gained knowledge. Here, oral tradition is nothing but rote learning and were required to memorize everything. Let's see the subjects they were learnt in the Vedic period. Four Vedas: Idihasas, military science, Puranas, maths, logic, ethics and astrology. As you already know that four Vedas means what? Rig, Yajur, Sama and Atharva. The students were also trained to lead a disciplined life. Only Vijas would be Shishyas. No women could have formal education in the Vedic period. Age based ashrams. Human life can be divided into four ashrams or stages. One is Brahmacharya, second one is Grihastha, third one Vanaprastha, fourth one Sannyasa. Let's say about Brahmacharya. Student life, the age up to 24. Student stage of life where you are away from your family. Grihastha, the age up to 24 to 28. Married life, social stage of life and goals are all belongs to Grihastha stages. Vanaprastha, going to forest to meditate. The age up to 48 to 72. Retirement time and the transition stage. Hand over the spiritual liberation to the next generation. At last, sannyasa, leading a life of an ascetic so as to attain swarga. Sannyasa ages up to 72 onwards. Full time focus on spiritual pursuit, preferably away from your family. Let's see about the contemporary culture in South India and Tamil Nadu. The early Vedic culture in northern India coincided with Chalcolithic cultures. Since people used copper and stone, it was called Chalcolithic period. Students, why it is named as a Chalcolithic period? Because the Vedic people used copper and stone mostly. Copper means chalco, stone means lithic. So it is called Chalcolithic period. The later Vedic culture in North India and the Iron Age in South India belong to the same period. The Vedic culture and Iron Age are belongs to the same period. Towards the end of Iron Age, people stepped into what is known as megalithic culture. Megalithic period in ancient Tamilagam synchronized with the Sangam age. Megalithic period is walked on together with the pre-Sangam period. The black and red ware pottery become the characteristic of the megalithic period. Megalithic Iron Age in Tamil Nadu. Students, do you know the term megalithic is derived from the Greek word. Megas means great and the lithos means stone. Using big stone slabs built upon the places of burial is known as megalithic. Burial is nothing but a dead person or non-human animal is placed into the ground. Let's see some of the megalithic or Iron Age archaeological sites in Tamil Nadu. Adichanallur, Thuthukudi district, Keezhadi, Sivagangai district, Porundal, Dindigul district, Payyamballi, Velur district, Kodumanal, Erode district. The artifacts unearthed were urns, pottery of various kinds, iron implements, daggers, swords, spears and arrows, some stone beads and a few gold ornaments. Unearthed is nothing but finding something in the ground by digging. Urns means a rounded vase with the stem and base. Daggers means a short knife. Bronze object representing domestic animals and wild animals. The people were skillful in making pottery in working stone and wood. Let's see about Keezhadi Sivagangai district. The Archaeological Survey of India, that is ASI, excavated in Keezhadi. Excavation have produced evidence for brick, buildings and well-laid drainage system. Tamil Brahmi, inscriptions on pottery, beads of glass, carnelian and quartz, pearl, gold ornaments and iron objects, shell bangles, ivory dice have been unearthed. Now let's see about Porundal, Dindigul district. The discovery of iron sickle, pike and tip of plex provide evidences that they had the practice of rice cultivation in Tamil Nadu. Some of the findings were grave goods, glass beads in red, white, yellow, blue and green, iron swords, pottery earth, Tamil Brahmi scripts, pots filled with rice, semi-precious metals such as quartz, carnelian, bangles made of glass and shell. Next, let's see about Payyamballi, Velur district. Evidence for iron smelting has come to light at Payyamballi. The date of this culture based on radiocarbon acting is 1000 BC. Some of the archaeological finds were iron artifacts along with the megalithic black and red ware pottery have been found. Now let's see about Kodumanal, Erode district. Archaeologists have also discovered spindles, wools and piece of cloth along with tools, weapons, ornaments, beads, particularly carnelian. It is identified with the Kodumanam of Paditrupattu. More than 300 pottery inscriptions in Tamil Brahmi have been discovered there. Now let's see some of the megalithic monuments in Tamil Nadu. The people who lived during the last stages of the New Stone Age began to follow the megalithic system of burial. According to this system, the dead body was placed in the big pot along with burial goods. The megalithic monuments bear witness to a highly advanced state of civilization with the knowledge of iron and community living. Dolmens. Dolmens are megalithic tombs made of two or more upright stones with a single stone lying across the burial site. Megalithic dolmens have been found in village, Kanchipuram district, Dindigul district and Madurai district. Menhir. In Briton language, men means stone and hir means long. They are monolithic pillars planted vertically into the ground in memory of the dead. Menhir at Tirupur district and at Vembur in Theni district points to the extents of the ancient settlement along the banks of river Uppar. Menkris are found at Madurai district and Erode district. Hero stones. A hero stone is a memorial stone raised in remembrance of the honorable death of a hero in a battle or those who lost their lives while defending their village from animals. Let's see some of the important points based on this lesson. The Aryans migrated to India around 2500 BC. The Vedic texts form an important source of this period. Rig Vedic polity was kinship based. When the Aryans moved eastward, the early settlements were replaced by territorial kingdoms. Use of iron plug and axe helped more areas of land under cultivation. New crafts and arts developed. It paved the way for urbanization in the Gangetic Plain. The later Vedic society in North India and Iron Age society in South India belong to the same period. Collect information from newspapers about archaeological finds.